So you just finished a project and everyone's giving you praise, but somehow you just don't feel good about it. You feel like you got lucky or that you really still just don't belong there, that you're not good enough. And that is the imposter syndrome monster. And it just feeds on creatives like us. And the cost to you? Well, you hesitate, you shrink, you don't live up to your full potential. By the end of this episode, you're going to understand why your doubt is actually a sign of growth and how to turn that monster into your mentor. And at the end, I've got a special piece of video that you have to see that was recorded literally 2 minutes ago. Howdy, worthy creative. After 36 years of telling stories behind the lens and in the edit suite, I've worked with Fortune 500 CEOs, I've worked with Grammy winners, I have worked with people from every walk of life. And guess what? Every one of them has told me at one point or another that they felt like they were a fraud at some point in their career. So we've all been there. We're scrolling through social media and we're thinking about what we do and how our life is and look at everybody else. And they're always perfect. They have their hair perfect. Their makeup is always perfect. But what you have to remember is that you're not seeing their blooper reel. Okay. You're not seeing all the mess and chaos in their life. You are not the only person, I promise you, you are not to have that mess and chaos in your life. Okay, let's talk about the science behind the monster. So research on the anterior cingulate cortex of your brain shows that social threats feel the same as physical threats, and they trigger the same response. Your brain only has one alarm system. And believe it or not, it reacts the same way to social stress as it does to physical threat. So if you were standing in a burning house and that panic set over you, the house is burning down around me, and you get up on a stage in front of 500 people, your brain sends the exact same panic response. And you have to remember, it's not real. It's worried about you being rejected. It's worried about you being hurt. It's trying to keep yourself safe. So when you're about to get that award and you're getting praise, your brain is thinking, what if they reject me? What if they don't like me? What if they hurt us? And so it sends this panic alarm out, the fire alarms go off, and it wants you to run away from that situation. It's the same as when you're about to be hit by the bus. It just wants you to get out of that situation. So you have to understand that that is a safety alarm that's meant to protect you. It's your brain actually trying to protect you, not hurt you, but it doesn't mean that it is the truth. So remember that your brain is wired for safety, not for greatness, not for success, not to help you achieve risk. It's there to help protect you from being hurt. And to get to those things, to be successful, to be able to achieve the greatness that you're capable of, you have to train your brain to handle success. So imagine this, you want to enter a singing contest and 500 people will be watching you, but your brain is going to panic. It's going to set off that alarm because you haven't done this before. What your brain's really worried about is rejection. And it's going to treat that moment as if you were in a house on fire, and it's going to panic and tell you to run. How do you overcome that? How can you beat that down? Well, here's an easy way to tame the imposter monster. If I was going to do a singing contest, if I was going to get up and sing in front of 500 people, that's a terrifying prospect for almost everybody who has not done it before. So I wouldn't do that. I would actually go find a friend and sing in front of them. Now, when I go sing in front of 3 friends, my brain's still going to be a little bit apprehensive. There's a larger number, it's a larger risk, but it has data that I've already done this. It has data that we've survived this. And it's going to be like, okay, I'm kind of okay with this. It's not as big a jump. Now I'm going to go sing in a coffee shop for 25 people. And from there, I'm going to go sing in a club, maybe for 100 people. That's the real breakthrough to this, is just pushing through and doing it anyway. Once you've done it, your brain is going to have proof that you survived the moment, that you didn't get rejected, you didn't get laughed at, you didn't get thrown off the stage. So remember that when you're feeling that moment, when you're feeling that panic kind of take over, what your brain's really telling you is you're about to take a risk. You're always going to have those butterflies. Big stars have butterflies before they get on stage, and they've been doing it for decades. But here's the thing. They do it anyway. And that's what you have to do. Doubt is proof of your depth. It's proof that you're about to grow and expand. And it's proof that you care about what you're doing. So if you're feeling it, it just means that you're doing something that matters, something that you care about, and something that is important. So here's a really cool thing, and it literally has changed my life. I just learned this maybe 2 weeks ago. And our next episode is going to be entirely about this because you and I have been mislabeled our entire lives. So if you're a creative person, you're not a pure introvert, odds are. There are pure introverts, but those are rare. And you're not a pure extrovert. So you're not trying to hide in a cave somewhere, and you're also not knocking down security to try to get on somebody else's stage. We are now what's known as otroverts. It means other. We're going to talk about this the next episode. We're going to spend the whole next episode on this because honestly, it changed the entire way I look at my life. And I think it's going to really help you do the same. Last episode, we talked about the fact that you don't start with motivation. You start with motion, and that becomes motivation. Action triggers motivation, and it gets you started. So the important thing that you have to remember is that you are not an imposter in somebody else's story. You are actually the author of your own story, and you need to take the reins because nobody else can. To get to your goals, to get to be successful, to live up to the potential and build that life that you actually want to live, you have to do two things, and you have to do them very consistently. Number one, you have to push through that imposter monster. He's going to be with you your entire life. So you just have to get used to pushing past. The other thing is you have to change. Think about it this way. You cannot pay someone to go to the gym and lift weights for you. To make change, you have to give something up to gain something. So if I want to get stronger and I want to go to the gym, that's a half hour or an hour every couple of days that I have to stop doing whatever I used to do during that time and now go do weightlifting. If you want to get better at your craft, you have to go practice. You cannot just wish you were a great photographer. You cannot just wish that you become a great editor. How do you get there? You do the reps. You practice. You shoot projects. You edit projects. You put them together. And every time that you try something new, that imposter monster is going to try to sneak back, tell you that you don't belong because you're taking a risk. Now, you've not done this before. Now you're going to show it to people. That's a risk. And when you do, you just have to push through, do it anyway, and keep authoring your own story. Now, I can tell you this, if you do nothing, next year, you will be right where you are now. No amount of wishing or affirmations is going to make you successful. You're not faking it until you make it. I hate that phrase more than anything. You are stretching yourself and proving to your brain that you deserve to be here, that you are worthy. And every time that you create something new, you step into unknown territory. And your brain is going to set off those fire alarms all over again. So say thank you to it, ignore it, and then keep on going. Because confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision you make to move forward even when you are terrified. And that's the difference. We all have the imposter monster inside of us. But some of us, and I think it might be you if you're still watching this show, some of us decide to push forward anyway. I've been in this business for more than 36 years. And when I decided to do YouTube, my imposter monster got very loud and wanted me to quit before I ever even put out my first show. To get past that moment, to get to where we are right now today, I had to say thank you very much. I appreciate the warning, but I'm going to do this anyway. If you think today's truth mattered, wait until you see what we tackle next because we're going to go all in about otroverts and you are going to understand yourself like you have never understood yourself before. Before we roll today's episode, I want to let you in on a little secret. What you're about to watch isn't just a topic for me that I'm recording for this show. It's literally my life right now. And I don't mean like last week or last month or last year. I mean today, here, now, this show. See, I've spent decades mentoring a friend and then a class and a small group. But today I'm stepping onto a much bigger stage and I'm doing it unscripted. I've done a lot of my shows scripted and I'm trying this just off the cuff for the most part. So no safety net. And yes, the imposter monster showed up right on cue. The difference is that I'm not waiting for it to go away. I'm walking right through it with you in real time, right here on this show. That's the power of what we're talking about. Well, we're going to talk about in about 2 minutes. This isn't theory. This is what it looks like when you stop waiting to feel ready and you start moving anyway. So if you're facing your own monster today, don't wait for it to disappear because it's never going to disappear, right? You need to just step onto that stage, take your shot, do what you need to do because you're not broken and you are definitely worthy and you are where you belong and you're probably in the right place at the right time. You just need to stretch into the life that you're meant to build.